I'm Neil Robertson. I'm Chief Exec of the Energy and Utility Skills Group, which combines EU Skills, the National Skills Academy for Power and Talent Bank. We have 70 core members, and our job's very simple. It's to help those members, those companies, have the skills they need now and in the future. The problem is there's not enough skilled people to go round. And one of the things we do is help people understand the nature of that gap and then prepare for it. We need at least 40,000 just technical people in the next 10 years, new. Our current rate of activity will only replace a quarter of those. We probably need 200,000 people altogether in all areas.
We're really proud to be working with Energy and Utility Skills and the National Skills Academy for Power. For us, they're really helping open doors, and by bringing employees together, we're really able to make a difference now. Our new customer service apprenticeship programme is really important to us at E.ON. The apprenticeship covers individuals aged 16 to 24 and commences with a 7-week work readiness programme. We're currently piloting some 15 trainees in Nottingham. Our goal is to have recruited 60 by the end of 2014. We're expecting that some 40 of them will then move on to complete a formal apprenticeship over 1 year with us in 2015.
We've learned how to write a formal CV. We've done team building and confidence building. We've been to Ratcliffe Power Station to learn how energy is actually made, and we've done a energy efficiency qualification.
It's nice to know that there are so many roles that you can have, that you're not limited at all. I want to get into a steady career within E.ON so that I'm comfortable and I'm able to grow up and also be successful within the job.
We're particularly pleased to be working with Talent Bank, who for us are providing an end-to-end service through recruiting the apprentices, through to learner management, and hopefully helping us get them qualifications at the end of their time with us. And we're delighted with the EEIP. We're just applying for government trailblazer status.
So they invited industries to come forward to say, we'd like you to modernise your apprenticeship programmes, make them tougher, strengthen the brand, and we've, in a very short space of time, really reformed and modernised our whole apprenticeship provision. We're often asked, where do we recruit from? And the answer is a wide range of places. The answer in future is going to be an even wider range of places. One route we're particularly looking to make even more of is those leaving the military. They're excellent recruits for our sector.
It's been a new challenge from being in the Marines to completely learning a whole new trade. It was quite difficult at first, but I enjoyed the challenge, and now I'm actually enjoying the job that I've got. I've worked my way up from getting my qualifications to being a site operative to now being a site manager. Plenty of ways you can progress in the industry, so yeah, it's definitely worth a go.
We're looking for women to have technical roles, and we're looking for women graduates.
I was just working part-time in a restaurant. The job looked quite interesting, so I applied for it through the website. With no experience in utilities, coming into learning quite a lot of different things. I've had to develop a lot of IT skills, so there's a lot of new systems that I've got to use, like communication skills and leadership skills. I've got to sort of take my own initiative with things a bit more now. I do sort of market analysis and competitor analysis, which has been transferred over. So with the graduate scheme, it's a 2-year scheme, and then there's a job at the end of it for me after that, so definitely feel very secure.
So we're looking to attract women into technical as well as non-technical roles. And the industry is making strenuous efforts right at the top of the industry down to attract more young women and older women into our industry.
I found out about the programme just online, and the application process was quite long, but it was all worth it in the end. Loads of teamwork, like how to work with different people out in the field, working as an individual, told how to do it and letting them get on with it, and then evaluating it once I've done it.
This is the first time I've lived away from home, so it's a lot of growing up. It is a sort of growing up process. It makes you become more of a person. It makes you more focused on the job. So when you get back to the hotel in an evening, that's all you're thinking about your work for the next day.
We've worked with EU Skills for quite a long time, but really over the last 12 months has seen quite a big step change in the amount of work that we're doing with them.
Partnerships like this one have enabled us to keep a standard throughout England and Wales, so that if you're trained with us, you can go to one of the other companies.
There are really many benefits to us as a company working with the partnership, but really the key one is about being able to come together to actually work together, whether that's sharing knowledge, sharing best practice, or ultimately sharing talent across the industry.
Another route that we haven't traditionally exploited enough is that the young people who find it harder to get work, because it's easier to give the job to somebody who just narrowly missed the grades for university or perhaps didn't want to go to university. But now we are reaching out to the young people who would find it much harder, the less obvious recruits, and we're offering them programmes that can help them get into work.
We've been working with energy and utility skills over recent months, particularly on the NEETs programmes, as a way of trying to help people who are struggling to get employment in energy and utility industry in particular.
Before I started here, I was mainly in education, higher education. I got a degree at university. Job-wise, it was anything I could get really. Gardening jobs, cleaning jobs, anything. I was kind of overqualified for certain jobs, underqualified for other career-based jobs. In my opinion, there's a huge difference between learning in the classroom and then learning in the workshop, because you're working with fitters who have been doing it for years. So you're getting hands-on at the time. You do it and they tell you that's right or wrong. They can get you out of bad habits you might try and teach yourself, and they'll teach you the right way methodically. As part of being a first-year apprentice at the start of the year, we all got together, all 12 of the apprentices, and we had to do team building exercises where we went away to the Lake District and we got involved in all sorts of different activities. And that helped build the team. Throughout the apprenticeship as well, we've also had other opportunities to get involved with other national charity events like the Breather Challenge, where we've got in touch with local communities, went to schools. A couple of lads helped build a bench for St Mary's Hospice, assuming that I actually put in the effort and get given the opportunities that I've got, and I go ahead with that. I definitely see it as a career for life.
So running our own qualification programmes is empowered as an organisation, because it allows us to focus the training far more to the roles that we do in our businesses across the UK. So we get people coming out of the school, the education system, with a very broad range of experience and knowledge and education, and then we need to focus in specifically to the roles we do. And obviously, again, the traineeships and everything that surrounds the funding through the Energy and Efficiency Industrial Partnership allows us to focus that in to what we do here. So it's a real meaningful way for young people to enter our businesses.
The question of what happens in the future is a very interesting one for EU Skills Group, because they will be ever more technology deployed in the management as well as the supply of it. Consumers will also be part of the story as well as technology. Well, a lot of the people we work with just now, their existing skill set will change. So as well as trying to replace people moving, we've got to upskill some of the people and make those digital connections. The last area for us is working with government and public policy on skills. So employers will be expected to do more in relation to skills and take more control, and our role will move even more to a support service rather than somebody who they might just expect to do it for them. There's going to be tens of thousands of well-paid, long-lasting, real high-quality jobs available for young people. And what gets me out of bed in the morning is matching up the supply of talented young people especially, and other older people too, but especially young people, and the jobs that we will have available and we will need filled.
I wake up in the morning and I'm not like, oh, I've got to go to work. I can go to work and I can do my job. I can do overtime and be happy I'm doing overtime.
I see myself leaving this with a smile on my face, whereas my previous job I was going in and going to bed and I didn't want to be there.
It gives you a lifetime of work and stability.
I feel a lot more optimistic about the future. I feel like I've got a career now and there's a pathway for me to follow and develop my skills and professional learning.
Actually give you the chance to push on and prove that you can be something in your life.